In Israel, there was a box. It was gold-plated and had 2 angels on top of it. Whenever it needed to be carried, the people would use 2 long poles to transport it. The box was called the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, nearly got it right. The Ark of the Covenant was where the stone tablets with the 10 Commandments were kept, the ones that God had given to Moses. The Ark itself was kept in the tabernacle, or tent of meeting, where the Israelites would come to worship God and offer sacrifices. Quite a few things happened to the Ark of the Covenant during the course of Israel's history, and tonight we're looking at just one of them. The story is told in 1 Samuel chapter 4, and goes like this. Now the Israelites went out to fight against the Philistines. The Israelites made their camp at a place called Ebenezer. The Philistines deployed their force to meet Israel. And as the battle spread, Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who killed about 4,000 of them on the battlefield. When the soldiers returned to camp, the elders of Israel asked, "Why did the Lord bring defeat on us today before the Philistines? Let us go to Shiloh and bring back the Ark of the Lord's covenant. That way he will go with us and save us from the hand of our enemies." So the people sent men to Shiloh, and they brought back the Ark of the Lord Almighty. And 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, came with it. When the Ark of the Lord's covenant came into the camp, all Israel raised a great shout.
Yeah, all right! Woo!
The shout was so loud that the earth shook. Hearing the uproar, the Philistines asked, "What's all this shouting in the Hebrew camp?" When they learned that the Ark of the Lord had come into the camp, the Philistines were terrified. "A god has come into the camp," they said. "Oh no, nothing like this has ever happened before. We're doomed."
We're doomed. We're doomed.
Told you so. Who will deliver us from the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods who struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Be strong, Philistines. Be men, or you will be subject to the Hebrews as they have been subject to you. Be men and fight. So the Philistines fought, and the Israelites were defeated. Every man fled to his tent. The slaughter was very great. Israel lost 30,000 foot soldiers. The Ark of the God was captured, and Eli's 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, died. That same day, a Benjamite ran from the battle line all the way to Shiloh, where, sitting on his chair, was Eli. He was watching and waiting because his heart feared for the Ark of God. The Benjamite arrived at the town with his clothes torn and dust on his head. When he entered the town and told what had happened, there was a terrible outcry. Eli heard the uproar. "What is the meaning of this outcry?" he said. The Benjamite hurried over to Eli, who was 98 years old and whose eyes had failed so that he could not see. He told Eli, I have just come from the battle line. I fled from it this very day." Eli asked, "What happened, my son?" The man who brought the news replied, "Israel fled before the Philistines, and the army has suffered heavy losses. Oh, and also your 2 sons are dead, and the Ark of God has been captured." When he mentioned the Ark of God, Eli fell backwards off his chair. Eli was an old man, and he was very heavy. His neck broke, and he died. Eli had led Israel for 40 years. His daughter-in-law, the wife of Phinehas, was pregnant and near the time of delivery when she heard the news that the Ark of God had been captured and that her father-in-law and husband were dead. She went into labour and gave birth, but was overcome by her labour pains. As she was dying, the woman attending her said, "Don't despair, you have given birth to a son." But she did not respond or pay any attention. She named the boy Ichabod, saying, "The glory has departed from Israel."